The United States has played down the deadly Israeli assault on Rafah, saying the offensive appears to be limited, despite concerns over the fate of the more than 1.5 million Palestinians sheltering in the southern Gaza city. The U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller told reporters that the U.S. still opposes a major Israel offensive against Rafah. In fact, Matthew Miller also argues that the attack on the crossing does not look like the prelude to a larger offensive.
This appears to be a limited operation, but of course much of that depends on what comes next. They have said, I think quite clearly, it's no secret that they want to conduct a major military operation there. We have made clear that we oppose such an operation. And separately, but of course it's related, we are trying to achieve an agreement that would bring an immediate ceasefire and the release of hostages.
Well, joining us for further clarity, Kate Fisher from Washington, D.C. at the moment. Thanks so much, Kate, for joining us with a live update. A Hamas spokesperson has said that the ball is now in Netanyahu's court and that the U.S. must exert greater pressure on Israel to bring the war to an end.
Yeah, that's right. It is now at this crucial stage where the Israelis have gone on the ground into Rafah, something that the US has said they did not want to see happen. Yes, the US is saying it is a small operation and it doesn't look like, in their eyes, the prelude to something larger. But there clearly is concern in Washington that that is exactly what it could be. We've just hearing here this evening in Washington that in fact the US has delayed 2 arms shipments to Israel, and that is the first such delay that we've heard of since the October the 7th attacks by Hamas. But up until now, the US has surged thousands of weapons to the Israelis, but we understand due to some reporting here in the US, the Associated Press, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, saying that 2 shipments have been delayed. Now, they're not shipments that were due to be delivered in the next day or so, but they have been delayed. The State Department not giving a rationale for that at the moment, but it does, one senior official saying that this is a shot across the bow to try to underscore to the Israelis just how much the US does not agree with any plans to launch a full-scale ground invasion of Rafah. Of course, the Biden administration has been very clear about that, repeating over and over again that they do not think that is how the Israelis should continue. But Benjamin Netanyahu so far has not agreed to it. And of course, I think there are people in Washington concerned by the fact that they have made these small inroads into the city of Rafah, taking over, for example, that border crossing with Egypt.
Right, Kate. Also, Politico is reporting that the Biden administration has indefinitely delayed the release of a State Department report on whether Israel is violating international law in Gaza, and the administration gave no reason for this last-minute change.
Absolutely. That is another development that is happening this evening. We understand that there was going to be this report about whether any Israeli officials should be pursued legally for their role in the invasion, in the conflicts in Gaza. That report was due to be published tomorrow, Wednesday, here in the US. It's still Tuesday evening here. But we're told now that that report has been delayed. And as you say, we've not been given any reason as to why that is. The State Department saying it will not be a long delay, perhaps less than a week before it comes out. But it is certainly raising questions as to why this delay has suddenly occurred, especially when we're at this very this kind of crossroads where Israel has begun a small incursion into Rafah, something which, of course, the US has pointedly said it does not want to happen. And now we have a delay of this report, which could reveal whether the US believes Israel has broken any international law in their conduct.
Kate, as always, thank you so much for joining us with that crucial live update from Washington.